There are many factors to consider when setting up your commercial kitchen. Let's discuss this right now. I've probably seen hundreds, if not thousands, of commercial kitchens in my time working in hotels and restaurants. Very few are perfectly designed. Thing is that when especially setting up restaurants or hotels for that matter, the emphasis is on creating a beautiful restaurant or hotel with a nice ambience, with less consideration of the workflow and maintenance of the kitchen. This can be very costly. So I'll go through firstly, workflow and layout. The kitchen should be optimized and designed to allow for the flow of workers in the chef, the cooking staff in the kitchen. Don't bump into each other. You have a separate pastry section, a certain entree section, certain meat dish section, veggie, depending how big the restaurant kitchen is. You have separate sections. So it's not necessarily walking required, because every single meter adds time, and time, labor cost is obviously money. Equipment selection should be carefully selected to match the needs and size of the kitchen. So what type of cooking you make? Is it more fried stuff? Is it more grilled stuff? Is it more boiled stuff? What type of meals are you preparing? To get the right balance right. Consideration should be also taken into account with energy efficiency and durability, and ensure its long-term effectiveness. Ventilation and air quality. It's in everyone's interest to make sure the kitchen is well ventilated to remove smoke, steam, and other odors which could possibly flow into the restaurant or outside and whatever. Air circulation is important to maintain good indoor air quality and to prevent a build-up of carbon monoxide and the other health risks associated with it. Lighting, inadequate lighting. Food is an art. You've got to know what's going on. Adequate lighting to ensure they can see clearly how to prepare the food. Make sure it's prepared right, etc. Plumbing and drainage. Well, this is a good consideration because you've got to work it in a way that it's close to where the main drainage is, so there's not necessarily large costs involved with having pipes going underneath or over the top to certain areas of your kitchen. So take that into consideration. You need an adequate water supply for you almost washing and cleaning food, and obviously washing your hands as well too. Consideration should be given to the placement of sinks and floor drains to minimize the risk of cross-contamination. Health, safety and sanitation. Safety and sanitation. The kitchen should be designed to take into account the current health and safety regulations, including materials which are easily to clean and maintain. The kitchen layout should be designed to minimize the risk of accidents, such as slips, trips and falls. So the right type of tiling. Kitchens get wet. People slip over when it's too wet. Ensure that you buy the right material. You may have to pay a little bit extra, but it's worthwhile in that unnecessary compensation claims down the track. Menu planning. Well, you have to take into account of what you're cooking, your menu is. There's no reason to think someone put your kitchen up, then decide a menu, because you have to make adjustments in your menu to suit what's in the kitchen. So think of what your menu will be when designing your kitchen and make sure it's adequately set up accordingly. Of course, there's different cooking methods involved. Staff needs. The kitchen should be designed to ensure comfort and safety for your staff, including having a little room for restroom area for their meal breaks, etc. And equipment should be arranged in a way that reduces the risk of injuries and promotes efficient work efficiencies. Storage. Another thing that I've seen badly designed in restaurants and hotels over the years. To go to a storeroom takes time, so you have to minimize the travel time between storage areas and work areas. As I said before, every second adds up to minute and hours and cost for labor hours. So make sure everything's close by and flows well again. Consideration should be taken into account into the type of storage you need. You need more freezer room, more cool room areas, dry areas close by. So do you need more frozen room area? Some places don't like frozen items. They're all fresh. So cool rooms have to be close by. And also the storerooms have to be close to the receiving areas so that it flows from receiving, storage, preparation. Take all these things into account. There are a lot of places which don't think of that. Food preparation. The kitchen should be designed to allow for efficient food preparation, including the placement of workstations, selection of equipment such as food processors, mixers, cutting boards, etc. So you don't want them close to someone frying things or in someone's way. They don't want to bump into each other. They want to have their own private area they can, or reasonably private area, where they can prepare the stuff and it doesn't interfere with anyone else. Service. The kitchen design should consider the flow of food from the kitchen to the dining area. Patient, ready to serve. So it gets picked up by the waiting staff. There's not much movement from the kitchen to the waiting staff preparation area, so that it's all ready to go. Cleaning and washing. Kitchen design should allow for cleaning and maintenance, including selection for easy to clean materials and placement of sinks, dishwashers, and cleaning equipment. Also, things like tiles of reasonable quality have to be easy to clean, slip, etc. Now, kitchen get messy. They need to be cleaned and maintained well all the time. You're dealing with food preparation. You've got health regulations. You've got staff could trip over. If it's slippery, you're vulnerable to compensation claims, the health department closing you down. All these things to take into account. So take all these things into account when setting up your kitchen to ensure that everything works efficiently and you keep your costs down as low as possible. Please subscribe to this channel. This is Contacetas from Best Restaurant Results.